Kermagat Cahirlach, and I too want to congratulate you on your new position as my constituency colleague, and I look forward to working with you for the betterment of the people we're here to serve. Minister. As already been stated, the screening of the Third Country Transaction Bill 2022 seeks to provide Ireland with screening of foreign direct investment in key infrastructure and strategic sectors. Now, people might be shocked to learn that such a formal screening process is not already in place. We've seen substantial privatisation of infrastructure over the past 20 years, and it's alarming that it has taken so long to bring forward legislation on screening foreign direct investment in the public interest. The bill has been produced in response to EU regulation that aims to establish the EU-wide framework for screening FDI. The regulation aims to facilitate information sharing and cooperation between Member States and non-EU foreign direct investment. And while the EU has competency for FDI in a number of areas, this is predominantly a national competency as it relates to the national security and public order. I believe that the importance of this legislation cannot be overstated. It's long overdue, and it's vital that we work together to ensure that robust protections are in place. One aspect of the EU regulation relates to information on ownership structure of companies. Beneficial owners should never be allowed to hide behind complex corporate legal structures. We have far too little transparency when it comes to corporate ownership and finance in general. This is a huge implication far beyond the scope of this bill in relation to our ability to govern and to tax the private sector nationally and internationally. However, in relation to this bill, it has a direct implication on our ability to effectively screen FDI in strategically important sectors. I think we need to be more ambitious in this legislation and go beyond the overly narrow definition of national security and public order envisaged by the EU. The driving force behind this at an EU level was the investment infrastructure by Chinese state companies in Europe. The former President of the Commission, Jean-Claude Juncker, stated, if a foreign state-owned company wants to purchase a European harbour, part of our energy infrastructure, or a defence technology firm, this should only happen in transparency with scrutiny and debate. A completely sensible proposal on the face of it. The Commission's President's statement related to Piraeus Port in Greece and the Portugal Electric Company, which were bought by Chinese state-affiliated companies. However, the irony was not lost on the Portuguese and the Greeks, as they were forced to privatise both of these important national assets by the Troika under austerity. Like its origins in the EU, the legislation before us today is a very narrow focus on state actors. While this should no doubt form part of it, we need also to look at the potential risks related to private interests taking control of important national infrastructure or key sectors more broadly. We're currently suffering the consequences of the privatised electricity market. Our domestic gas asset, the Corrib field, which we're very familiar with in our constituency, is completely in private ownership. In recent years, we have allowed a genomics company to collect DNA for 400,000 Irish citizens without proper public debate or scrutiny. International property companies have also caused serious disruption to the housing provision in this state. In principle, Sinn Féin supports screening FDI to defend strategic sectors, sensitive technologies and infrastructures. However, this will always have a limited impact unless we look at a different approach to public control and governance over these sectors. Austerity policy and privatisation was a big driver in causing these problems across the EU, and that needs to be recognised. This legislation is a step in the right direction, but I believe there is scope to strengthen the bill to protect our citizens and protect our assets. Thank you, Minister. Thank you,